Hello everyone, I'm going to go through a few shoulder mobility and range of motion exercises today. 3 things to remember while you're doing these exercises. Make sure that you're breathing throughout. It can send a lot of breath and nutrients to those areas of tightness, helping to create space. Make sure you take these exercises slow. You don't have to perform them all at once. Maybe pick a few of your favorites until you gain strength and mobility in that shoulder joint, and you can add more as you see fit. Make sure that you're not experiencing any pain. There may be a slight discomfort, and that's okay, but we don't want any pain during these exercises. So we'll start by loosening up and stretching that shoulder joint. So a cross body stretch, you're just taking one arm across the chest. It may be below the chest to start, and that's okay. Over time, you may be able to raise it up a little bit higher. For the cross body stretch, we're just going to hold it for 30 seconds. So you can either do 6 big deep breaths, couple seconds in and a couple seconds out and count to 6, or you can put a timer on for 30 seconds. And after that, you would switch arms and go in the other direction, of course. So if one side is less mobile than the other, that's okay. Don't push it to be the exact same range of motion on both sides. Just remember that each side is different. The next stretch you can do in a doorway. It's going to be a pec stretch. It stretches your chest muscle, but it helps to open up that shoulder joint. So what you would do is place your elbow. You would try and get it in line with your shoulder. If you don't have that range of motion yet, you can start low and go slow. That's perfectly fine. And what you would do is take your opposite leg and lean into the stretch. I'm going to show you how you can do it against the wall. So if you have your elbow a little bit lower than your shoulder, you can open up your chest to the side. And remember to do this slowly. You don't want to jerk the movement. That'll help open up your chest and shoulder blade. And then slowly curl back into the wall, of course doing the other side. And gently start to peel the chest up off the wall. You want to keep the shoulder as close to the wall as you can. If it lifts up a little, that's okay, as long as you feel the stretch up to the shoulder from the chest muscle. And eventually, over time, we'll be able to raise the elbow up higher and higher until it's in line with our shoulder. That's the highest you want to go for that exercise. So remember, start low, and over time, weeks, you may be able to get it up to your shoulder height. Another exercise to do with the wall is just going to be standing arm wings. So the wall helps you to engage your core and keep a flat back and spine. We want to try and keep the shoulder blades against the wall. For the standing arm wings, you can go in multiple directions. So you can try and lift your arms up out in front of you as high as you can go. Eventually, you may be able to touch the wall behind you, but remember, just listening to your body and seeing where it's telling you to stop. You can go diagonally out to the side and try and touch the wall, or you can go straight out to the side and try and keep the backs of your hands against the wall the entire movement. Again, stopping where you start to feel that discomfort, or if your shoulders start to lift off the wall, you would stop there, and you can slowly and gently come back down. So 3 different options for the arm lift. We have out in front of us, keeping the shoulder blades on the wall, out diagonal, or out to the side with the backs of our hands against the wall. We also have a W motion that you can make against the wall, where your elbows will bend and the back of your hands are still against the wall. For this one, we like you to try and lift the elbows up to a goal post eventually. So elbows start against the wall, back of the hands, slowly lift and come back down. Slowly lift and come back down. Okay, so you can perform the wing exercises and the wall W's up to 10 times each and repeat as necessary. The next few exercises I'm going to show you, you'll need like a dowel, a PVC pipe. I have a nice broom here for us. Just something that is stable. The resistance bands may not work only because they're really flexible and pliable. This is more stable. Just remember you are going to have more weight at one end, so I'll switch back and forth with the exercises. So the first exercise, similar to the wing exercise, we're just going to lift the dowel up as high as it can go, maybe eventually coming up overhead and back down. So up as high as you can go and back down. So if you have a broom, you may need to switch the side that the broom head is on because it is a little bit heavier and we want to be even out. You can also perform this dowel raise with it behind your back. So this is going to help with a little bit more chest expansion. So the dowel is right behind you, the shoulder blades are back and squeezed together, and you're just going to gently lift the dowel and slowly bring it back down. Gently lift, slow, lift, and slow it back down. Again, you can do these exercises 10 repetitions. I actually have one more with the dowel. Bringing it up overhead, I'm just going to squat so you can see me. You do not have to squat, you can stand straight. The dowel against the wall, and you're just going to lean from side to side. And this activity is going to be a lot more difficult, especially because you have to get those arms up overhead. So only perform that exercise once you can comfortably lift your arms up overhead. Okay, that's just an option for you in the future, but I wanted to give it to you. So 2 more exercises I'm going to do with you. One helps open up the thoracic spine, which helps a lot with shoulder mobility. And the other one is called a sleeper stretch, which helps with the internal rotation of the shoulder. Both of these can be performed on the ground. The T-spine stretch can be performed while standing as well, so I'll demonstrate it standing and then I'll demonstrate it on the ground. The sleeper stretch you can do while lying in bed. I think that's why it's called the sleeper stretch. So I'll demonstrate that one on the ground when I demonstrate the T-spine version. So for the T-spine rotation, you're going to take one hand and place it behind your head. So you're standing straight like this, elbow out to the side. If you cannot place the hand behind your head, you can start with it down by your waist. So what we're doing is taking our elbow and gently trying to rotate backwards and come back down. So we want to maintain stability in the top portion of our body, so you can place one hand against the wall and slowly start to rotate and come back to center. Try and keep your hips forward as you rotate backwards. You may not have a big movement, like I'm not moving a ton, maybe an inch or two, but it's helping with that mobility in my thoracic spine. So if it's behind your head, rotating out to the side and back, rotating out to the side and back. Again, you can perform that 5 to 10 times per side. And last one, I'm going to perform down here. So really quick with the thoracic spine, if you wanted to do this on your bed, you just get in a quadruped position, which is all fours. Your wrists are under your shoulders and knees under your hips. and hand goes behind the head. You come down and you try and rotate up. Come down and try and rotate up. Okay, so this is definitely a progression. You won't start with this exercise. You won't start with it on all fours. I would suggest on the wall. But it is an option as you gain more mobility in the shoulder, okay? I always want to give you guys options. Last exercise, sleeper internal rotation. So you're lying on your side. Your bottom elbow is in line with your shoulder blade. Your palm is facing the ground. So what you're doing with your opposite arm is taking the hand and just gently pressing it forward till your shoulder says stop there. And then you're going to resist the hand on the way back. So the hand will press into the forearm of the rotating arm on the way back up. So coming down, slow, 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 gentle push. And when your shoulder says stop, you're going to resist and press against that hand to lift it back up. So of course you have to do this one on both sides, so you may roll over onto the other side when you're lying in bed, shoulder out in front of you, gently pressing the arm down for that internal rotation, and then take this hand, apply a tiny bit of pressure as you lift the arm back up to neutral, okay? So that helps with our internal rotation and strengthening our rotator cuffs. I hope this gave you guys a few ideas for exercises to do at home. Remember, start slow, breathe, and only pick a few exercises at a time.